The only law that he stood fast on is the Sabbath day. But all the rest of them, he told me, was done away with. Once I questioned him, he told me I still have to keep them. And when I questioned these Jehovah Witnesses that come to my house, they say, well, yes, we still can't murder. See, we're not under the law, but we're under the principle of the law. I said, where in the scriptures did it said we are not under the law, but we are under the principle of the law? Where's that at? It's nowhere. That's just another excuse for them to be able to say they're doing the right thing, but they're not following the law. But let's keep reading. They said, read that 25th verse again.
But after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster.
We are no longer under a schoolmaster. And that meant since Christ came 2,000 years ago, we don't have to keep the law of honoring mother and father, of not bowing to no other deity but Yah, of not remembering the Sabbath day to keep it holy, without don't commit adultery and don't covet. All that's done away with. Said, for we are all children of God by faith in JC. For as many of you as have been baptized under Christ or have put on Christ. And there is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, and there is neither male nor female. We are all one in JC. And if ye be Christ's, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. Did you hear this lie? It told all the Gentiles that, read that last verse again, 29.
And if ye be Christ,
if you belong to Christ,
then are ye Abraham's seed.
Then they're going to make him automatically Abraham's seed.
And heirs according to the promise.
Then you can get everything that he promised the seed of Abraham. Do you see how wicked this is? And then, before we get back to Isaiah, go to the 5th chapter of Galatians. It says, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ has made us free, and be ye not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Now, they're going to show you the yoke of bondage is keeping the law. And they're telling you, stand fast. I already told you, you got Christ on. You don't need that law. And then it says,
behold, I, Paul, say unto you.
I, Paul, say unto you.
That if ye be circumcised.
Like the law said, if ye be circumcised.
Christ shall profit you nothing.
Christ shall profit you what?
Nothing.
Nothing. He ain't going to profit you nothing now. Why? Because you tried to obey the Most High. You tried to keep that covenant that the Almighty established with Abraham. Now Christ ain't promising you nothing. Either you're going to walk with Yah or you're going to walk with Christ. Which one is it going to be? If you be circumcised and walk with Yah, then you can't walk with Christ. So what is Christians going to elect to walk with? They're going to walk with the weaker vessel. They're going to walk with the creature and not the creator. Even though they know nobody is over the creator. By them being brainwashed all their life and believing this, now they believe that you must stand fast with him. Now keep reading.
For I testify again.
I testify again.
To every man.
How many men?
Every man.
Every man.
That is circumcised.
That if you be circumcised.
That he is a debtor.
That you are a debtor to do.
The whole law.
Now you got to do the whole law. Because my mama circumcised me, had me circumcised when I was a little baby. Now you got to do the whole law. Then what about Christ if I'm doing the whole law?
Christ is become of no effect unto you.
Hello? Christ is no effect. And look how many millions of little white and black and orange and yellow babies that were circumcised in the hospital. Christ can't profit them nothing because they're trying to be clean and obey the laws of the Most High.
Whosoever of you.
Watch this. whosoever of you
are justified by the law,
are justified by the law,
ye are fallen from grace.
ye are fallen from what?
From grace.
In other words, if I say that I built a house for my mom because she's old and I was blessed with some money to help her, you're saying that because I honored my mother and father, Christ can't profit me nothing. He couldn't have said that. Read that again.
For I testify again to every man
I testify again to every man
that is circumcised,
that if you're circumcised,
that he is a debtor
that you are a debtor.
to do the whole law.
Now you got to do the whole law.
Christ is become of no effect unto you.
Now who in here are happy that they under the whole law? Raise your hand. Who are happy that they are indebted to the Most High? Do you understand what's happening, good people? So that's why we got to get back Isaiah, the 53rd chapter. I just wanted to show you that the New Testament is enticing us not to keep the law. It's enticing us that Christ has died for us, and now that we're under faith, we're no longer under the law. Isaiah 53, read, who has believed our report? And to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed?
For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant,
As a tender plant,
and as a root out of a dry ground. He have no form nor
he
comeliness.
has no form or comeliness.
And when we shall see him,
And when we shall see him,
there is no beauty that we should desire him.
and there is no beauty that we should desire him. Now, who is him? Who is him? Is that did Most High ever mention his name? The closest that we find who him is the 11th verse. This is the closest that we will find who this so-called him is, and I believe it's the 53rd chapter, the 11th verse. What does the 11th verse say?
He shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many.
Shall my righteous servant justify many? He is never given a name, but he is given a title. And the title is called his righteous servant. But let's read the whole chapter.
He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid as it were our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not.
Now, is that verse befitting of Christ? No, we just read in Matthew's that, or should I say, we just read in Luke the 14th chapter that everywhere he went, there was what? Great multitudes following him. Everywhere you went, they were singing what?
Hosanna.
Hosanna, Hosanna. This doesn't seem like the man that's spoken of in Luke 14. But let's keep reading.
Surely he hath borne our griefs,
Surely he has borne our grief
and carried our sorrow.
and carried our sorrow.
Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of Elohim, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions.
He was wounded for our transgressions.
He was bruised for our iniquities.
He was bruised for our iniquities.
The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed.
And with his stripes we are healed. He was wounded for our transgression. When in the Bible did it show a righteous man that was being punished for the transgressions of the wicked? Hold that page and turn your book to Genesis, the 17th chapter. Hold that page and go to Genesis 17. I meant Genesis 18. Excuse me. Genesis 18 chapter.